and welcome to another Friday Frenzy at dolallycrafts. This is the card we're making today. I can't remember who it was that I actually saw do this one. It was a really old video and I liked it and I thought I'd revamp it a little bit and add my own twist to it. Whoever it was, I'll put their link down in the description bar below and put their name on the screen too, just so that I can give them credit where credit's due. Anyway, this is the card we're making today. I've switched it up a little bit. I'm not over keen on that bit there. So, yeah. Okay, so on with the card. All the measurements can be found on my blog. So I have a mint macaron card base, which is just an A4 sheet, which has been cut at 5 3/4 inches or 14.5 centimetres. So it measures 21 centimetres across, which is approximately 8 1/4 inches, I believe, and then scored at 10.5 centimetres or 4 1/8 of an inch, I think. Anyway, I've already put the score line in, and before I do anything else, what I'm going to do is bring in the mint macaron and do tone-on-tone stamping of the Dragonfly from the it's the largest Dragonfly, and it's the detailed Dragonfly from the Dragonfly Dreams bundle. So, and I don't really care that I'm going over the back, as you will see in a moment. I actually don't mind the decoration over there. I'll pop one there, one there, and one there. And I've left room on the back for one of the stamps from Better Than Email. Okay, so that's done. And unfortunately, they're getting rid of Better Than Email, which I think is a real shame because it's actually got some gorgeous little sayings in here. And the one I'm using today is my old standard Better Than Snail Mail. Okay, whoops. Sorry about all the noises. My daughter's down in the lounge room singing away. So there we go. Can't beat snail mail. Okay, so that's all of this part of our stamping done. What I'm going to do now is, whoops, and I'm throwing them everywhere. Okay, I'm going to bring in a framelit, and as you can see, it's not a Stampin' Up one. Some of my stuff I've had for donkey's years, so this is just one of them, and while it's still working, I'm not going to replace it. However, we do have square framelits, which are really, really good. So if you need framelits, go to my online store and you can get your own there. Okay, this is a really badly buckled plate, but I'm going to persevere with it. So, there we go. I've punched out my window for the fold. Before I put this away, I'm going to bring in my scrap of white paper and my Stitched Shapes square framelit. This is the largest of the squares, and yes, this one is a Stampin' Up one. Beautiful little stitch detail all around the outside. Okay, and what I'm going to do is actually pop these up on dimensionals. So we'll put 5 on this, 1 on each corner. They're sticking to everything but the paper. and just one in the middle there. And I'm not going to bother peeling the backing off the middle one. That's purely for support, and we don't really need it for the adhesion. Okay, so we'll just pop that into the centre like that. There we go. I wasn't over keen on these little dots in the background, so this time I haven't done it. I suppose this is supposed to look a bit like bokeh or bokeh or whatever it's called, I think, but I didn't like that. Okay, I'm going to bring in my Dragonfly now, and as you can see, it's in two pieces, or two parts. I have the vellum piece, and I have the tip-top. Okay, I'm back. I had a bit of an accident with my Dragonfly when I was trying to curl him. So I have learned my lesson, and instead we're not going to curl. What I'm going to do is, once again, before I actually cut this out, I'm just going to tap my vellum with some tip-top taupe, then some Pool Party on both sides, like so, and then with the mint macaron just at the tips. Okay, so now just give that a few minutes to dry before I run it through. And there we go. Beautiful Dragonfly done. Okay, and what I need to do now is run a bead of glue straight down the body and to the tail of the Dragonfly to make sure that it is going to stick the whole way. I don't know whether you've ever noticed, if a dragonfly's flown past, they have multicoloured wings and different hues, and they look absolutely gorgeous. So there we go, we've given our Dragonfly multicoloured wings. Okay, so we'll bring the card back in. No, we won't. I'm going to bring in a piece of cardstock. Okay, I stuffed up the last piece, so I've had to start again. So we've got the 6.5 inch piece by the 3 3/4. I've scored it at 2 inches, at 4 inches, at 6 inches, and now I have to pop on the square framelit. I also found a flatter plate to use. So I'm just going to bring that in and let it find the score, which is there, and as you can see, it's made a beautiful clean cut there. So I'll just pop that away, and then what I need to do is figure out which way this needs to be scored. So that's going to sit there, so my bet is it's going to sit like that. And I was right. Okay, so what we need is, on the fine end, bring it back on itself and burnish it. Then on the next fold, there we go. So it's going to be concertinaed like that. And then with these two little ones, they're just going to fold over. They're actually going to go straight ahead. So what we're going to do, bring the card back in, fold the card over, and give it a nice burnish so that it'll stay nice and flat. We bring this in, and what we need to do is make sure that the two edges that we've just done sit neatly there. and that goes halfway across. So you only need about 1/2 centimetre or a 1/4 of an inch on this side. And what I'm going to do is bring in some glue dots. And just pop a glue dot there and there on the hinges. Oh, and that one did not want to stick and preferred to stick to the thing. So what I'll have to do is bring this over again, very carefully find halfway. No, that's too far. There and there, and just give it a press down. Okay, and then on this side, some fast fuse there and there, and bring the card over and just close it. And there we go, that's our mechanism. Now, what I'm going to do is bring in our cutter out squares and just make sure I've got it the right way first. What I might do is just pop the fast fuse inside the square, and that way I know I've got it in the right place. We bring these back in, pop it in, and just give it a press down. There we go. There's our mechanism. Now for the Dragonfly, I'm just going to flip it over and bring in the edges. Actually, that one hasn't got any good edges or thin edges. So what I will do is bring in some of our strips and just trim that off like so, and just pop that, and it's going to give him a little bit more of a pop-up than he'd normally have had. Now you want his tail, you want to make sure that he stays fairly right in the middle of that so that it's not going to affect the opening mechanism like so. Okay, we'll bring in just on his back, another one there. So that's our front piece. Finish off the outside. And I've got 2 scraps, one of Tip Top Taupe and one of the Whisper White. I've got another piece there for the inner side, and what I'm going to do, I've got the sentiments from the Dragonfly's Dreams already mounted on here. The first one says, "To a wonderful friend," and then inside it's going to say, "Enjoy your special day." So we'll bring in mint macaron and stamp on the Whisper White, "To a wonderful friend." So just make sure that that's straight there. There we go, beautiful. And why did I get a dot there? Oh, there was a bubble on top, so we'll flip it over. And hopefully I won't get a bubble this time. There we go, "To a wonderful friend." And then on the inside, "Enjoy your special day." Like so, beautiful. Okay, now I'm just going to flag the end, As you can see, it's not a precise science sometimes. It's just whatever looks okay. So that's the flag on that one. There we go. And I'm just going to flag this banner as well. There we go, a nice banner edge, and that will just come off the edge of the card. I'm actually just going to trim that a bit more. There we go. So that will just sit at the side there, and I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals. So I'm going to take 1, 2 and 3. And just try and make it even between the square and the edge of the card so that that matches there. And then when we open it up inside, we're going to have Enjoy Your Special Day. Is flag the end of this one first. Like that. And then, did not want to come off. And then we'll do the same thing again. Like so. And then just flag the end again. 1, 2. There we go. And we'll just pop that on the inside there, and there's room there for you to write whatever you would like to your friend. Oh no, oh no. Right at the end I stuff it up. I don't know whether you can see that, but as I pulled it up, I didn't think it was stuck that badly, and it was. So I've ripped the inside. Thank goodness this is only a sample. Oh, that really disappoints me. Well, that's our card for today. As you can see, I stepped it up just a little bit from, or stepped it down, I suppose you could say, from what it was before. So we've got the outside and the, I've probably popped the Dragonfly a little bit too, there we go. Okay, so different coloured wings, but I don't mind those ones. It opens up nicely, even that one opens up nicely. There's room there for you to write your sentiment. I hope you've enjoyed today's. I know it's been cut and chopped and changed and all the rest of it, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Okay, join me again next week for another Friday Frenzy, and hopefully we won't have as many mistakes. Bye bye.